Rebel. He's got the level 25 Storm, so this man knows what he's doing. To the point where he obviously would have been telling his team, hey, we gotta grab this early. And they did. So we'll see. I mean, it's sort of Storm, as we've seen, you know, it hasn't been great, especially on some of the previous tournaments, the overall win rate. But we've seen some wins with it here. I mean, well, where is the hero sort of at the moment? Do you think it is a hero that could be getting back to the point where teams that do have a Storm player could just slap it out in the first 2 picks?
I think so. I think if you're I think if you're very confident in it, sure. I'm still not crazy out there. I think it's still very volatile is the problem. Because you can just get counteracted by just like a death ball, and then your hero doesn't contribute too much into massive team fights and stuff like that. So we'll see if it works. He's also, this game, he's playing into a lot of stuns. So it could be pretty tough for the Storm Spirit.
That's because for me, that's definitely one of the big strengths you see from Nigma's lineup. The fact that they do have that break and they've got a lot of ways to stun him and hold him.
Look at Yamich.
Top lane, Yamich, he's going to go down first blood. GH, he'll be able to claim it. I mean, this is the thing, right? You're going to have these heroes that I think early on are going to be incredibly potent. I mean, we'll see if they sort of stick with the 2 supports up here, but if they do, this top tri-lane from Nigma is very deadly.
I was going to say, this is something I like that teams, I feel like teams should always do, actually, versus Timbersaw, especially if you have triple stun or triple burst, triple nuke. Kill this Timber twice. Kill him 1 or 2 times in lane. Then he actually just can't he can't apply as much pressure onto your carry. He has to be a little bit more scared. Look at the way he's playing. He knows this is happening.
He knows. He's being very careful at DK.
And Mind Control bottom, like, he's not at risk of really dying down here versus the Spectre Phoenix. He can actually get something out of this lane the first few levels. He'll get zoned a bit after the harassment starts to come out, but, you know, they can't chain stun him or anything along those lines. He'll get his XP.
This is smart from WinStrike, though. You know, they sort of do, you know, DK's playing it safe. He knows that they're hunting for the kill. Whilst they're in position to hunt for the kill, Yamich is able to get away with just getting in, grabbing those creeps, and getting to get this lane in a bit of a better position for the Timber. May have stuck around a little too long, though, Timber here, as they actually now are having a chance of closing in on him. See if they have the damage. They certainly do, so as careful as he was being earlier on, I mean, you could tell he definitely knew something was up, still gets caught out by it. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, if you're going to stay anywhere close to that lane, these 3 heroes will eventually find and kill you.
Yeah, heavy burst damage with him. And look at this. Yamich as well is going to die. The Blightstone the Blightstone minus armor is enough with the extra right clicks. And, oh, Iron Man doesn't get the pull catch. But they have a huge creep wave pushing into them. This is very problematic. This is a level 1 Timber getting absolutely nothing up here because of this tri-lane. And the Clockwork too, unable to really get much of anything on the map. This is the perfect setup here for Nigma. And now they're going to swap. Damage is done. You've already shut down this Timber share. Now he's going to start to get something once he gets that level 2, level 3. But you've already secured Miracle's lane to a point where he's going to be able to back up and farm. Even if he gets pressured, he'll be able to get away with this greedy spend.
Yeah. Looking at the mid lane so far, we've got 11-4 versus the 10-2. I mean, is this sort of expected? I mean, I thought Storm sort of from level 1 has issues against the Viper, but Rebel, he's done a great job on the first few waves, grabbing a fantastic CS in this matchup.
He's forcing the wave in. He's having to use extra money on regen, but look how he rushed the bottle rather than going for any nulls. It's all about just spamming your static on the wave pushing in, because Viper can't actually spam the wave out. So you'll get your last hits, you'll get extra harassment done on you, but you'll come out in a pretty decent spot as a Storm. He's playing it very well. But now he gets pushed out.
Sure, what's sort of this point? I mean, how does this sort of work for him? He's got to sort of wait for Weehard to push it in, and then Weehard to head away from the lane before he goes back to farm mid?
Yep, just every time it gets pushed in, but Weehard, I think he's just going to power deny the wave, keep it on his side, keep it right inside the middle of the river so Storm doesn't get double. And eventually, I think Weehard's going to get early boots and start chasing him out of the jungle. I think after he gets his magic wand, get those boots, you can start to look to apply more pressure. Yeah, perfect setup here for Nigma. I love that they did this. I always want teams to do that versus Timbersaw, especially if you have triple stun. Just try lane. The first 2 minutes, you don't lose anything out of it.
Yeah, for sure. I think you yourselves have an offlaner that is also going to be fine, more fine than, say, a Timber that gets shut down at the start, right? Magnus he's always going to be able to catch up through the jungle and, of course, just offers so much for his stars to empowering down the lines.
Absolutely. Look, Fogas, look, he's getting his stuff top now, but look at where Miracle is because of the way that they set up the lane. He's just farmed way more comfortable rather than being sat low HP always versus this Timber that we see happen a lot versus strength heroes.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess, you know, they're still not going to kill the Timber, right? You know, these two heroes aren't going to be able to burst him at this stage, but as you say, definitely the threat has been reduced. Still, a good bit of burst onto Miracle, but he's happy with the strength being taken out as he'll start to salve things up. And does have a very sizable wave coming into him under the tower, so the farm will continue very nicely for him. We'll see over towards mid. Yamich did come over to see if he can sap some of the XP. Whilst, as you say, you know, Weehard does continue to just keep this lane held in this specific position, making it unlikely that Rebel's going to be able to ever really swing over and get too much from under his tower. But that's fine, Rebel. He's just rotating around these camps and he's keeping up with the jungle farm.
Yeah, Yamich checks the rune to make sure he gets like that DD, fills up his bottle, so he's still going to be able to jungle at pace. Weeha, of course, is going to hit 6 faster, but you'll see the farm it's not too far off when Storm's able to do this with the remnants and just being able to stack camps as well. He actually matches farm, just is a bit underleveled. And we see bounty runes coming out. We should see Nigma get at least 3 of them here because they have this Storm Spirit that has to play a little bit more defensively, so they will be able to claim that. And Weeha's actually taking this downtime and just hitting the mid tower. So pre-catapult wave, he's actually getting a little bit of damage in. All that adds up. See if they look to make a rotation with this catapult wave. Is right now it doesn't seem to be the case.
Yeah, I mean, so sort of for this clock for Yamich, where's sort of his best bet to have an impact early on? I feel like, you know, mid's a bit of a danger zone going into this Viper. It's very unlikely you're really able to tackle Weeha unless he's vastly out of position. And then the other lanes, right, where do you sort of go? Do you look towards mind control, skewer? Top lane's always going to be very defended. It seemed hard for the early game of this clock.
I think playing around mid is the right choice, though. Sitting around the runes and stacking camps, because then if Viper contests rune, you two can actually kill the Viper. A Clockwork and a Storm, that even though this Viper is massive, you know, you do have a shot of at least bringing him down with a rotation. Right now it's only level 2 on the clock, though. He's actually pushing Rebel all the way out.
On top
Rebel
lane.
might just die.
We're going to see an attempt onto DK Fogas as well. As you said, he does. Nothing can be done by Yamich. He's just running away. And top lane, they also get the kill on the Timber. They get both of them, Nigma. As off to a very good start here in this first game. And 6 minutes in, 5-0, 2k lead on them. And as you can see, just complete free farm for both Weeha and Miracle.
And it's a cool move, you know, instead of making the move mid with the catapult, they make it top. They can still pressure this tower versus Timber, and bringing the 3 heroes gives them that damage. Lina gives you that extra magic damage to deal with this Timber so early, who doesn't have a rain drop, actually, on DK Focus.
Coming top, Yamich, he's going to try for the tower now. He's not going to get it. Stunned in position. Nigma just before the 7-minute mark, taking that top tier 1 tower away.
And they're going to stack their hard camp really quickly for Miracle to farm. Yeah, very nicely enabled here. And mind control. Look at this. Level 5 and almost 5.5, and he's been left most of the time alone bottom. He had a little bit of help from GH for about a minute and a half or 2. But yeah, you have to be extremely happy if you're inside him. 3k gold lead here off the bat. Big. And you're the team with the Sven is the big thing too. Like Sven's gonna go and hit the jungle and farm at a much faster pace than Spectre.
Oh yeah.
Can WinStrike slow them down? Can they actually look to pressure that area?
Especially when Miracle's going this Midas build. He's gonna, you know, he's rushing towards it. If he gets that at a good time. I mean, WinStrike, as you said, they're heroes. I mean, sure, Spectre's going to be playing the farm game, but the rest of them are going to rely on action being found. And so far, just unable to get a single kill against Nigma's line at mid lane. Cookie setup.
The cookie?
Is it enough? Not quite. Not quite. Just a little too far out of range. GH couldn't quite reach in to set up a light strike, but still, it's Rebel being forced back to base and space there for Nigma to really do damage to this tier 1. Again, very early pressure from Nigma this game.
I mean, Weeha's level 8. He's almost got his Atos finished. Versus the Storm, versus the Spectre, versus Timber. Actually, all 3 heroes. All 3
they're going to try and go on Wee. But Wee has got back up behind him. Can they burst him? Haunt comes in as well. Good cogs from Yamich, splits them apart. And that will set them up to get the kill. Yamich, will he live? He won't. He does die to the poison. But they got what they came for. They set up for the Viper, and they also are able to get Aggressive Child involved. So we hard down. Takes a lot, but they finally get them to this game.
And they get the tower top. Fogas with that space. He's able to finally take it out as he's 6. Miracle doesn't want to lane up there. Beautiful cogs. I love when I see Clockworks do that. In middle too, you get pushed back onto the high ground.
Oh yeah, you're dumb.
There's no help. There's no help. No help at all.
Yeah, very good call.
Some space
Placement from Yamich. And he himself, of course, just going to look to try and pick up the urn as soon as he can this game. But yeah, it's definitely a tough start for WinStrike. You're seeing that they're really having to be clever about how they do go about making plays, as they certainly have a lot more limitations compared to the heroes that Nigma have right now, and with regards to the stuns and the setups that there are.
Yeah, just a lot harder for them to execute theirs, for sure. Once they start getting the 6s, the Clockwork, the Phoenix, that's going to make the team fights a lot easier for them to set up, but I still just see this chain stun, and I see you know, there's a Snapfire versus Phoenix. Sure, he doesn't have the little shredder yet, but there's always going to be that availability for when Egg goes down. They don't have stuns to stop it. There's just not that many on their draft to stop these heroes from hitting the Egg. There's a Lina and a Snapfire. That Egg is not going to go off.
I see bottom mind control. Maybe trying to set up onto Dakalis. Going to force out the dive. Weeha's in position to wait for him. Dakalis, he's off to the side, but actually doesn't have enough mana for the TP straight up. So it's going to fly around. Does have the stick charges, and that will give him enough to TP out when he sees fit. But still, Nigma pushing him away from the tower. They can continue this pressure onto the tier 1. And of course, whilst this happens, Miracle's getting all the space in the world, has finished off his Midas on the Sven, and will continue to have free roam of his whole jungle really up here. Very unlikely that WinStrike look to invade anytime soon.
Very fortunate that they blocked these camps, though. I think this is the 3rd time I've seen GH try to stack Ancients, and it hasn't worked because of the wards. GH
goes on his GH. Whoa! Lovely little dodge to the Laguna there from Relball. Some very smart moves there from the Storm. Plays in a way to bait out the Light Strike array, and then also dodging the damage of the Laguna. I mean, this Storm knows what he's doing. You know, it was the 2nd pick. Maybe this is sort of the magical power that WinStrike are going to rely on. So very, very excited to see what sort of cool moves Relball can pull out this game, as that was maybe a sign of things to come.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of space on the map to farm. Like DK Focus, he's doing. I love that he's up here, not trying to like move around the lanes. He's just staying top, forcing the wave in to force Miracle to come back up there to address it. They're doing a good job here.
They're going to try and go for DK Focus. Weeha and Miracle. Have they got the damage? I mean, they do. As you said, you know, the fact that they've already got so many stuns, and with that Atos thrown into the mix, it's just so much catch and lockdown. Yamich, he tries to hookshot his way out, but he's off the mark. Doesn't quite reach his target, and that'll be another casualty. Nigma picking up yet another kill. And Miracle can resume farming uninterrupted.
It's huge that they can. I mean, they're making this Timber just not look tanky at all. And you know, I know how people always talk about how, you know, you have your reactive armor stacks and everything when you're playing versus Viper, which is great. Like once the Nether Toxin is down, you still already have those armor stacks. But the thing that Viper also provides you is 9% magic resistance per poison attack.
Oh yeah.
So Lina Snapfire, like you still eat the Timber Saw even if he does have some stacks up. That magic resistance, never so important. And Mind Control he's just been freely farming, no pressure bottom, so he pretty much has Blink if he'd like to go for it almost soon. Thought he might go for the Greed build this game, but just wants to have that good initiation because they're lacking that a little bit.
Yeah, not a bad game to look for. If they got the damage, they're going to try with the Laguna. Is it enough? The stuns again. There's too many things to hold back this Timber. Each and every time DK Fogas is trying to Timber chain away, there's always something else that Nigma have ready to throw out and keep him out in position. Bottom lane, they're going to try and go in onto Mind Control. Steers them out to the side. Will pop the RP to try and keep himself alive, but Rebel's still got mana to hunt with. Is he going to be able to find him? Mind Control going for the TP out. Anything to stop it in time? There isn't. Mind Control makes it away.
And top, again, they're getting aggressive.
They found the Spectre. He's got a Haunt out. Where's he going to go? He's going to jump over towards Miracle. Miracle's got the stun. He's going to go for the TP out, and that'll do it. Plays it smart, but does mean that Haunt has been used.
The time that they just killed the Timber, by the way, in mid, he had just picked up Hood and Raindrop. So that was his very tanky portion that we would see him, and they bursted him right through.
Oh, he actually had them on him.
He had them both during that fight, and he activated the Hood, and they killed him right through it. So we're seeing Timber Saw, not going to be an issue. Very concerned for their front line. There's so many different forms of damage that Nigma has.
Because the problem is as well for this Timber is just the amount of stun and control. And to that point, what do you sort of build on the Timber? I guess the only item would be the... Yeah, I mean, you're right, yeah. And he's queued it up. Without the Yules, it just feels unplayable. You know, he gets caught by one of these lockdowns, gets caught by an Atos, and he will die. There's just that much hold and control, and at least until, you know, some of the supports start being able to pick up items, whether it be like a force, something to just sort of break people out of these combos. Nigma's just going to continue to delete heroes when they're on top of them. Regen.
And it's going to be...
Ooh,
okay. Oh, he jumps back in for it.
Very nice.
I like
Having a little bit of a dance there, Rebel. In and out. He's got it.
He's going to have... Okay, he's going to get close to his Orchid, but this is full aggressive that he's going for here. So he can be punished by stuns. Bottom. They got him.
I mean, Nigma's heroes are just so good at killing people. They're just so good.
That's why he
the kills.
That's why my control didn't go back. They have Weehaw. Weehaw has a full one finished up. This is quite a big timing. 6K gold lead.
Yep.
Not feeling a lot of hope here for WinStrike in the next few moments. Them just running straight into Nigma isn't going to work. They have to try to get some type of pickoffs here. Nigma's not giving them the chances.
And just the thing as well is, sure, you got a Spectre, but there is this Viper, and sometimes I think you can sort of ignore that if the Viper is, if the Viper's very killable, if he's under-farmed, you're able to take him out at the start of the fight, or there's not a lot of stuns that are going to hold you in the break. But this time, Nigma's got both of that. Weehaw is incredibly farmed this game, and they do have the stuns to keep that Spectre held into position. So sure, Manta's going to help a little bit, but maybe until the point where the Spectre has like a BKB, which may be necessary. These fights are not going to get easy anytime soon for WinStrike.
Miracle. They get the pull on him bottom. He sticks around too long. He's actually going to get killed down here.
He is. They got the hook shot in on him. He's trapped in the cogs. They're diving forward, using the supernova as well to try and bring Miracle down. It's taken a lot, but they will have him. Surely they should, Rebel. He's going to need one more hit. He's able to get it. But now, Nigma, they're going to look for the counter plays. There's a blink and an RP ready. There it is. Mind control straight in onto the two of them. Cookie follow-up. Can they burst Rebel though? The Skewer lockdown is there. He's low on mana. DK Focus trying to come across to help out. Mind control in the focus, but there's the Laguna for GH. Burst down the storm. The Rod of Atos and the Kisses coming down onto the Kalis as 3 go down on WinStrike. They may have lost Miracle, but costing them lots of lives themselves.
They barely even got Miracle because how tanky he is. Jesus, he actually ran back into the supernova stun. He might have been okay if he cut up and to the right. Maybe. He's done a little bit of mana on the storm, but yeah, backup arrives, and that's where we see the real power of Nigma. So every time, it's just too much rallied around Weehaw. He's way too strong. I feel like it's going to be like that for quite a long time in this game. Like you said, the plethora of stuns just with the break, it's too much. The Atos and the Chain Stun just counter all 3 cores. The Storm, the Spectre, the Timbersaw. These heroes actually rely quite a bit around that mobility. So many different ways to prevent it on Nigma.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see, if Rebel's able to get away with this. He doesn't want to build these defensive items. He still wants to go for sort of that, the dream items on a Storm. If the game's good, this is what you always want to get, the Orchid and the Bloodstone, but of course does leave you vulnerable. So Rebel's going to have to be very careful with the moves that he does make if he wants to try and get away with this item build. Mid lane, Nigma looking to take away the tier 1. See if WinStrike maybe can at least get the deny.
Fire Spirits are messing with them quite a bit.
Now the tower's gone down. Now with the jump forward, Mind Control looking for the skewer opportunity. They're going to have the zip in, actually, straight away the Storm. He just went right in. Oh, no, he just went in. I mean, the horns come out. They have managed to kill GH. Iron Man also fully low, but he pops the Fairy Fire. Supernova stun does clip on the 2 of them. Iron Man will burn down to the Sunray. VR turns over towards Dakalis. He's out with an Atos. Can't quite reach with it. Maybe he can get the Atos onto the Timber. As they're up to the high ground, Nigma's still chasing here. WinStrike's got to get the rest of them out. Mind Control blink up in a second.
They still have God Strength for quite some time.
WinStrike's
but
got to be careful.
Catch.
Yeah, they're not going to dive into the tower. I mean, well, WinStrike, they are able to get the 2 supports, but I mean, you saw there, it just cost the Storm his life. He just initiated, went straight into the midst of them all, and that's never going to be a play you're going to get away with.
It cost them his life and every single one of their ults. That's the thing, it's like Nigma, they only had to use God Strength. They didn't have the RP available just yet. And to see how hard they commit onto GH really shows the target priority. They want this Lina so bad. There's every single spell thrown onto her. They're actually lucky that the egg even survives too, the position that it was in. I thought maybe the Snapfire might be able to turn and kill it too. But that was everything expended. Nigma, they're going to have everything available for themselves here for the next fight. WinStrike.
We are. He's set up with the Invis. If they can buy time for Miracle to swing across and have the Atos into the stun, probably will have the damage. Well, actually quite early with the stun there. And that doesn't matter. Enough poison. Ticks down the Firebird. As Dakalis falls again.
Good old reliable Weehaw Viper. 7-1-5. Pretty much has Greaves done, and really lacking to see the damage, where the damage is going to come from on WinStrike. It's going to take a lot of levels here for this Phoenix in particular to be able to contribute that one, because it's really just such a hard game for their 3 cores.
Yeah, and you know, some lovely little items being found here. We are always getting the dream one. There's a Viper. He's got the Grove Bow, always fun to play with. We got what smoke's being picked up from Dakalis. I mean, a WinStrike, are they able to sort of make a move aggressively? It seems hard because most of the time, Nigma, you know, they're not splitting up. They're always behind one another.
It does not feel easy for them to take fights at all. Like with Haunt and with Storm Spirit, they can always pick and choose who they initiate on.
Yeah,
right,
they can get on the supports, right? Maybe, you know, as we saw last time, right? They can jump GH, RMN, get these 2 kills, but then the problems begin.
Yeah, killing the core is like, how do you kill the Viper and how do you kill the Sven ever? You have to isolate them somehow here, but they're so damn tanky, and they're hitting hard. They will kill the rest of your lineup in the time that it takes you to kill the support. So, yeah, it's very tough for WinStrike really in these next few fights. Nice little hook away.
Nice. Able to jump out of range of that.
And now,
in time.
And now in the easiest setup for Nigma, as they were kind of lacking this before. They had the Atos, they had the chain stunts, but now they have a Yules on GH with this cast range talent, with the Aether Lens. Anyone who shows now in a lane, you're gonna get full comboed up. So much easier for them to connect everything. If Miracle's not there, that is.
And we're seeing WinStrike making some amends to their queued up items. I mean, Rebel, he is going to get the BKB next. I mean, he has to. There would have been no way he gets away with Walker Bloodstone this game.
I feel like
just be impossible.
I feel like maybe the 3 of them need to get the 3 cores as mid. That's the Yules. As soon as they get it, Clockwork shows he's an easy kill. Yeah, it feels like maybe all 3 cores need BKB. Maybe not Timber because like you just that feels horrible. But you need it on Storm and Spectre.
But yeah, sure, like as you say, you don't want to buy BKB on Timber, but it is definitely one of those games where Yules is not going to feel like enough. You know, at the end of the day, this is going to be a game where Timber's on Yules is only going to save him until the next stun comes in when he ends up running off the back of it. So
yeah, I think he needs to go for like a Lotus Orb though or something. It's not. The game isn't about him, right? It's about protecting the Spectre. So you know, you don't want your BKB. You want something to throw on your Spectre. So he'll probably go Yules into that item particularly soon.
Yeah, I mean, the Spectre, of course, is go for that BKB straight after the Manta. The game is pretty much unplayable without that BKB for the Spectre. And we'll see on the back here, the replay of earlier. It's this move down bottom where it's just getting harder and harder, these fights. WinStrike, they're able to throw everything in, get a kill, but with the deficit they're at, it's more than enough resources on Nigma for them to get the cleanup each and every time. Up 17-5 here, just at 21 minutes in, with a 9k advantage. Looking pretty rough for WinStrike.
Yeah, it just looks so hard to ever bring down Miracle. Level 18 BKB, Halberd even finished up. Now he's got a Hyperstone on his way toward AC. Like this Sven, they don't have the damage. Unless he's fully isolated somehow in the fights with like Sunray beaming on him with Timber after BKB, it doesn't feel like he's gonna die. He has such a good rally of team around him with the Greaves and everything. WinStrike dodging, trying to get as much as they can on the map right now. Phoenix almost level 12. He's trying to get that one. Might get set up on though. GH is TPing in with the Yules.
There you go. There's the combo. Cleanly done. And pings out as well. Roche is up. They're taking. So they're going to be able to go for this. I mean, unless we see some crazy plays from Rebel, which we might do. So he is around in the neighborhood. He's trying to finish off this tier 2. Fortification comes out. Let's see if they're able to get any sort of read on the pit. They have got the rocket flare. So, you know, there's a potential hook shot. There's a potential ball lightning.
Go for it, Clockwork. Go for it, Yamage. You better go for it, Yamage. Yamage isn't tough.
You have to.
Come on, Yamage. I believe in you.
Oh, disappointment all round. He'll get a courier, though. Will he even get the courier?
No.
Oh, no. He doesn't even get the courier. Oh, that feels bad.
Oh, he's hiding, though. But they saw him hiding.
They know.
There's a sentry available.
Oh,
he's hooking away to space.
He's got a
space
TP.
For days.
He's going to be out. I think he's fine, right? GH West, he's got another sentry if he wants to try and hunt for him in the trees. Does he want to spend time doing this? Oh, yes, he does. Oh, he does. He's got him immediately. Straight up, the light strikes upon him. He actually messes up the Yules combo there, but it doesn't matter.
He uses his own Laguna.
Yeah. GH, such a nice guy that he doesn't want you to get hurt by his ultimates. He's like, look, mate, I've got a Laguna you, but I'll save you at the same time. What a guy, GH.
I had GH in one of my pubs the other day.
Yeah.
We fed out of control together. He was so lovely about it, though.
Oh. Meanwhile, the rest of the team...
Actually, the rest of the team was super lovely, too.
Oh,
who was on our team, actually? I think we had PPD and someone else. It was a disaster of a game, just to say the least. But...
That sounds like a nice game, though, if everyone was having fun.
Yeah, Ryan was feeding out of control in mid lane, too. It's one of those games. As Nigma still firm grasp of this game with Aegis here. God's Strength about to be available, too. Might knock on high ground. Might force them back to base. Rebels trying to cut creep waves the best he can, trying to get time for these BKBs. They're getting close to the two of them, Spectre and Storm. That's going to be kind of their last hurrah. You see the Timber also queuing up for that Lotus, so those things that we were talking about in preparation will be coming, but can they break this? Can they stop this fight?
I don't know if they're going to be coming in quick enough. This tier 3 tower getting destroyed here by the God Strength. As what have you got, WinStrike? How can you stop this? Yule's up on the Sven. The kisses are coming out, keeping WinStrike held back. And given the space for Miracle to finish this one off, 24 minutes in, that's the melee racks out. Range racks to go down as well, and WinStrike just not with the tools to stop this. In fact, they're just going to start running it onto DK Poga. As the sentry will be popped down. Big zip from Relbel. That's just a zip in and a zip out. Nobody that you can really try and focus his efforts upon. As Nigma will just take the racks back off, and it doesn't cost them anything at all. They don't lose anyone, or maybe now. Another attempt with the Yours to set things up. Hort's going to come into play as well. Aggressive Child, who's he going to look for? He's over towards GH,
BKB.
but he's going to be used up. They've got the combo. Is he going to get the chance to pop it? He isn't! Dead before he can pop the BKB. Miracle heads over to the Supernova with the little shredder. They take down the egg. Relbel zipping in, trying to find some sort of kill. He's not going to get it. RP down onto Yamich. As WinStrike, they try their best to throw everything into that. They don't get anything. And Spectre, always the situation you hate to be in as the carry. He didn't press his BKB. He didn't get to. He felt he could hold it, but the problem is there's just so many stuns that you've got to be very prepared with the BKB to the point you've probably got a BKB before you even jump into the illusion this game as the Spectre. Otherwise, Nigma's going to have you every time.
Yeah, he got used, and he didn't pop it on the drop. Like, usually you have a server tick in order to get the BKB off before you get stunned. He didn't pop it. He got stunned and just gets chained and destroyed.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, he would definitely have had, if he was spamming it on yours, he could have got it off, so I guess he just... Yeah?
Maybe it was, sometimes you can have situations where it is like absolutely frame perfect. You almost,
no,
like
even
99.9.
No, if it's on the same tick, BKB always has priority.
Yeah, it always has priority, exactly. Yeah. So he must have not clicked it. They went for the chase out though. Like, they saw God Strength was ending, BKB, I believe, for the Sven. Actually, no, it was just God Strength was ending. They tried to chase out because Spectre had BKB, but Storm didn't. Rebel couldn't actually continue chasing with the Spectre to commit. And then it actually looks like a really bad mistake of them chasing out there and getting wiped. All the way up to 16k.
Oh, they might get the kill on RMN. They found him. RMN, he's able to cook it though. He's going to live. He's going to be able to walk away. And now Relbel, he's got a little bit left on the mana pool. And the BKB, he's able to zip and TP out. But yeah, not even able to kill these supports now that they're falling that far behind.
We up on the high ground. DK Pogas getting stacked up. We'll be okay.
So, I mean, it's against that point in the game as well, where Miracle's nearly doubled the net worth of the enemy carry of Aggressive Child Spectre. And
he's got the eggs. Yeah, Superman's about to be online. Yep.
Oh, yeah. And he's finding all the items. So let's see if he wants to stick with the spider legs. Could take the Great Fire. That's always a lovely bit of extra damage. A Titan Sliver also for Nigma. So many options for Weehar to choose. Weehar and Miracle to choose between. What's Weehar got at the moment? He's going to keep the Titan. No, he's going to keep the Grove Bow. Because a Grove Bow is always going to have a bit of a soft spot as a Viper.
Oh, Weehar just ate-toast that creep. He got it good. He's trying to get Rebel. Pushing lanes out. They're trying to get any type of farm here. And there it is. Miracle. Aghanim's coming out on the courier. Mid. Rebel.
Oh, he's going to up it. Mind Control's thinking about. He was thinking about jumping this.
He's watching him still.
He might still do it. Yeah, he's able to get him. RP, screw him back into the light strike. Kills a good one. Rebel goes down. And pretty much a stomp continues here. This game, I mean, Nigma's lineup, they really did just have, they have so many killers. They have loads of heroes that could just make plays. All these stuns, I mean, comparatively as well to what WinStrike have, they don't really have too many sort of stuns locked down themselves. It's down to the Vortex and the hook shot, really, from their team.
And the hook shot, the poor Clockwork, he's 1 in 10. You know, that top lane wasn't nice. Neither was the mid game. He had nowhere to go. And now your Axes are just dead. You have to watch them die. You can't actually fight without Storm.
Miracle, he was ready to run back in here. He's turning, he's going to put the BKB, gets straight on with it. Over he goes towards DK Fogas. There will be the Supernova coming out. Picks it forward as well as the Horn. Miracle a little low, but he's turning, beating into the Storm. Now he jumps over towards the Illusion. Miracle, he's getting low, will go down. They're able to kill the... As, I mean... Alright, man, actually going to drop the ult down too here. See if he can pick something up off the escape of this mind control. Looks in onto Dakalis. Nigma still having a poke. They know how strong they are, even without the Sven. See Rebel TPing back in and zip in on this whilst they retreat, but he's not going to try and chase. So a little bit of something, you know, has finally died here as the Sven, but I can't really help feel that was just sort of Miracle messing around and feeling that it didn't. He did try and jump back in on very low HP.
Oh, they're still around this area. They're expecting the smoke out. They're still very strong.
At the 8 does double Storm able to zip out in time, but the poison, she goes down. Dual Scepter into the Light Struck Rage. He has the control onto Aggressive Charge. So that's the Manta able to pop it. They turn, kill off GH as well.
Sunray.
Aggressive Charge still alive. This Sunray burning through, but we are going to go down and also going to get burst. Oh, would you look at that here? WinStrike. They're able to. They basically get them all there. Only mind control able to escape. They're still down a lot.
Nigma did not.
No.
They did not give respect to the dispersion plus the Sunray heal.
Well, I think as well in particular, Miracle did not give respect. That move from him in the mid, he did not need to go in on low HP. He did. He wanted to fool around, but it did end up giving quite a bit of money and XP over towards WinStrike off that feed and of course the subsequent team fight that the rest of the team was unable to take.
Small signs of life. They need a couple more of those in this game, but it's a decent start. All of Nigma, they're gonna respawn. We have Roshan in about 30 seconds. That's gonna be the next big one. And will they have all their ults available? Yeah. I mean, WinStrike will have everything available if they want to try to take a fight around there.
Do you think you do? If you WinStrike, is that your best shot, trying to go for the Roche fight, or do you wait for the base push?
I think you have to. I don't think you can let them hit your base with Aegis and Cheese and everything. They can just commit for the buildings at that point, and you might just, you know, BKB Sven hitting your buildings, you might get megged before you can actually fully initiate. Nigma looking to fight before it though, getting the ward on the high ground.
See what they can get with the smoke. Oh, Rebel teasing around the high ground. Smoke will be dispelled on Miracle though, so they're well aware of what's happening here. WinStrike, they'll be able to split up. Dodge away from this one.
They're getting pushed away from the Vrosh though, and now Weeha's gonna start it.
Yeah, they've got to try and get back here soon. Rebel there in the base, healing up on the mana front. And of course he TP back for this, so it's going to take a little bit of time to get over here. They got another smoke to make the movement? They do.
They have
Smoke's up.
Spectre's very low
It's going down low. It's going down quickly.
Has 300 mana too, he just has a haunt.
They've got to do a good hook shot here. Mind Control's trying to block it off. The Roche is falling low. They're going to try and 7 a bit. Are they able to get anything? They're not. Dire kills Roshan. Aegis and she's going that way as well, but Mind Control will go down. Horns pop, the Supernova take it away. DK Fogas, aggressive charge, jumping over towards RMN. RMN, he's in trouble. They're looking to bring him down, but there's Mind Control, finishing it off for the RP on the 2 of them.
GG.
As they'll all go down, and she'll be called. And Nigma, despite a few little counting players towards the end, they will be able to close as this game does indeed still end sort of the stomp that is started.